This video is brought to you by Storyblocks. So I don't know about you guys, but when Guy Fieri offered to officiate 101 gay weddings in Miami, he earned a little bit of Burns' social capital. Also, Disney Plus should make a movie starring Fieri called 101 Gay Weddings. On the flip side, when a celebrity endorses a political candidate that I don't like, I find myself grumbling, ooh, celebrities, you should just stay out of politics. And also, Katy Perry, I'll never forgive you for your lame endorsements. Now, while it's easy to blame celebrities' political takes on their inflated egos, these days, staying out of politics isn't really an option. Fans straight up demand it. Like when LeBron James was criticized for not commenting on Hong Kong's anti-government protests. But of course, when he did, he was criticized by others for sharing his opinion. After fans accused stars Jamila Jamil, Rita Ora, and Shawn Mendes of queer baiting, they were forced to come out about their sexuality. Taika Waititi voiced frustration with these expectations when he was asked about Hollywood's diversity problem at a recent Hollywood Reporter luncheon, and replied, "All of us want to be working and not having to come and do panels and speeches in the middle of our day. You and me both, Taika." And Taylor Swift, until recently, withstood a torrent of criticism for her reluctance to speak about political issues. Of course, she recently came out as a Marxist and said she is going to, quote, start the revolution and put the counter-revolutionary factions in sparkly gulags, end quote. It's a real thing she said. You could look it up. So why are celebrities' politics so important to us? Why do we put so much pressure on people who got famous for playing basketball, producing hits, and making vampire movies to save the world? Well, today we're gonna ask the question, why did celebrity get so political? Okay, before we get into it, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, which is Storyblocks. Now, Storyblocks is the complete stock solution. They provide an unlimited library that includes over 1 million royalty-free videos, audio files, and images through cost-effective subscription plans. It's perfect for when you're in need of a quick soundbite, a B-roll clip, a template, or a graphic. Now, with unlimited downloads, you can easily test out different effects, clips, or tracks to bring your creative vision to life. New content is added regularly, prioritizing in-demand keywords so you always have what you need to stay current with trends and news. Now, Storyblocks also has a plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro, which helps you streamline your creative process and helps you bring their unlimited, royalty-free library directly into your editor. Now, a lot of other stock providers make licensing expensive and complicated, but you're different, and you deserve better. Because who wants to waste time translating legalese? Storyblocks created 2 clear-cut licenses with comprehensive coverage, so you can get back the time you'd spend wading through legal jargon and create with confidence. Now, here at Wisecrack, we love Storyblocks, and we use them because their giant content library makes it so much easier to find exactly the right B-roll for all our videos. And honestly, there was a time where we could only use free stock and Creative Commons footage, and it sucked. So using Storyblocks is so much better. So if you want to use Storyblocks to make your content and creative work so much better, click on the link in the description or go to storyblocks.com/wisecrack to learn more about Storyblocks. Now, back to the show. Now, there's plenty of precedent for celebrity and politics mixing. In 1920, Warren G. Harding had an unusual presidential campaign strategy. Instead of going on the campaign trail, he invited singer and actor Al Jolson to perform some pro-Harding songs on his recently remodeled front porch. The people flocked to watch, and this became known as the first celebrity endorsement of a political candidate. And guess what? It worked. However, up until the 1950s, the Hollywood studio system discouraged actors from being politically active with a morals clause that prevented them from making politically divisive statements. I mean, hell, actors couldn't even say the word pregnant on screen without risking their careers. Instead, they had to say stuff like, "Oh, did you hear that Clara's got some extra coal in the caboose? Maureen's full of more than ice cream these days." If you think you could do better, let me know some euphemisms for pregnancy that could be used in old-timey movies in the comments. Okay, so then in 1948, the Supreme Court dissolved the studio system, and soon actors were free of contract, and thus free to express their political views. Now, by the 60s and 70s, stars became full-fledged activists. Jane Fonda, Warren Beatty, and Paul Newman spoke out against the Vietnam War, and Muhammad Ali went to jail for refusing the draft.
No, I will not go 10,000 miles to help or kill innocent people.
Celebrity activism coincided with a major decline in Americans' trust in politicians, thanks to the trifecta of the Vietnam War, Watergate, and a recession, also known as the Trinity of Crap. Public fascination, adoration, and attachment to celebrities grew, paving the way for Ronald Reagan to run as an insurgent outsider and be elected as the first celebrity president. While he first gained face recognition for his B-movie cowboy charm, he parlayed his performative abilities into a political career. That's also what I'm aiming to do with this, so me and Reagan have that in common. Now, he'd previously served as president of the Screen Actors Guild, where he gained both fame and infamy for collaborating with McCarthy-era anti-communist efforts, and later as the governor of California. And he wouldn't be the last movie star to hold that office. It'd be cool if a good actor was the governor of California. Tilda Swinton for governor of California. She'll be the weirdest governor ever. With the rise in 24-hour cable news, more celebrities had a platform to share their views alongside political pundits. Blogs, memoirs, and magazine columns like Us Weekly's Stars, They're Just Like Us made celebrities feel more relatable. As a result, folks like Angelina Jolie, George Clooney, and Bono became more effective at getting media coverage for their pet causes than Bush, Obama, or members of Congress. Now, as celebrity capital increasingly intertwined with politics, savvy politicians allied themselves with celebrities. This is perhaps epitomized by Obama's star-studded White House events. Now, that is until one reality TV star cut out the middleman and ran for president. Trump used his business accolades to establish celebrity, which he used to build a political platform. But unlike Reagan, Trump was a different breed of celebrity politician because he had no governing experience. Now, when asked in an interview if he would do it all over again regarding the presidency, Trump said, "The answer is yeah, I think so, because here's the way I look at it. I have so many rich friends and nobody knows who they are." In his own words, the man sees his victory in the context of fame, making his presidency the ultimate convergence of celebrity and politics. But Trump isn't the only celebrity who was objectively inexperienced and doing a job given to him by the public. In fact, we push most celebrities to act and advocate outside their areas of expertise. We would never expect a doctor to comment on the state of plumbing in America. So why do we expect celebrities to be thought leaders on social and political change? If you see this video the day you're going to the doctor, though, if the doctor's like, any other questions? Be like, plumbing. Your thoughts? Now, the concepts of fame and celebrity have been around forever, but their meanings have changed over time. Homer's Achilles said, "I am returning to fight, partly to avenge Patroclus, but also because I want glory." Ancient Greeks believed people should become famous for performing impressive acts or deeds, like Milo of Croton, a wrestling champion who ran a mile with an ox on his shoulders and invented progressive strength training. Or Daedalus, an inventor who created automatons and the first dance floor. Now, instead of relying on being hot or consistently gossip-worthy, people earned fame through acts of heroism, in which glory was often seen as compensation for death. Plato wrote about fame via his theory of a tripartite soul, in which he organized human desire in order of worthiness. Rationality, or our desire for truth and knowledge, was ranked as most important. Then there was the spirit, or our hunger for glory and fame. Lastly, the least worthy human desire was appetite, or our want for material items and pleasure. Now, Plato believed that we can use our desire for fame as a driving force to accomplish something that benefits society. So it's okay to seek fame as long as you're famous for being virtuous.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
But today, fame and celebrity can be achieved without contributing to society. This fame for fame's sake is oppositional to what the ancient Greeks advocated. Philosopher Angie Hobbs even suggests that Plato would be very sad to learn that people achieved fame even though they had done nothing to deserve it. Let us know which modern celebrity that doesn't deserve it you think would make Plato the most sad. When so much of the media landscape is dominated by those famous for being famous, it leaves less space for celebrating people who have actually accomplished things worth celebrating, like firefighters, or astronauts, or someone that works at the line at Chipotle who makes the burrito, where all of the elements of the burrito are perfectly arranged so that in every bite, you're getting a little bit of everything. Because the worst burrito you can have is where the first few bites, it's like, well, this is just rice and beans. In the middle, it's like, oh, here's all the salsa. In the bottom, it's like, here's all the meat. It's like, what are we doing here? That's partly why the rise of celebrity culture coincided with the slow erosion of America's long-established ecosystem of nonpartisan, trusted public intellectuals. After 9/11, there was a further decline in public trust in authority figures. American society and politics became even more polarized, resulting in siloed audiences only willing to support ideologically pure individuals who reinforced their point of view. Increasingly, we've got a marketplace of ideas where public intellectuals are either unwelcome or crowded out. It's hard to imagine a Carl Sagan or Stephen Hawking or Noam Chomsky getting their start today and amassing the same level of fame. In the absence of well-informed experts, we turn to celebrities as thought leaders, in part because our conflation of their private and public lives makes celebrities' politics feel more important. Humans have always paid attention to celebrities. We're social creatures, and psychologists say we evolved to pay attention to the people in our social groups who were thriving. Shout out the person in your social group who's thriving the most, tell them that you care. However, our parasocial relationship with celebrities is a recent phenomenon. First noticed in 1956, when anthropologist Donald Horton and sociologist R. Richard Wall observed that people were over-identifying with television stars. Because TV performers like Lucille Ball were accessible in the home and reappeared weekly, people simply got more attached than they had to movie stars. This accelerated into the age of social media, where stars can now interact with fans on Twitter and engage in more personal forms of self-disclosure.
Next question is, am I okay? Yes, I'm totally fine. I'm extremely happy. I have a beautiful home, beautiful children.
The barriers between celebrities' private and public lives have dissolved, making them seem more real and grounded, almost like trusted friends. Now, to be clear, parasocial relationships aren't necessarily bad. They give people community, relieve loneliness, and even help individuals shape their identities. Some of my favorite parasocial relationships happen weekly on our stream, Wisecrack Live. I like a lot of people there. I feel like I know them, even though they're just little names in a chat, but it's very fun. Depending on when you see this video, we might be on a little bit of a break, but we're coming back, so get ready. But these strong feelings of connection make fans trust stars more than politicians or other experts. And because people increasingly base their identities off their favorite celebrities, they feel entitled to their politics and betrayed when the celebs' views don't align with their own. But why does it feel so high stakes when Cardi B hangs out with Bernie Sanders? Well, it has a lot to do with how we feel about our political system and whether it fully represents us. Now, after the Watergate Vietnam recession trifecta of disillusionment, political scientist Scott Edwards lamented that Americans didn't believe in politicians as heroes anymore. Without a civic role model to inspire us to action, the public turned to celebrities to fill the void. And today we're experiencing a similar crisis of faith. Most Americans believe that the government is corrupt, that constitutional democracy isn't working, that the partisan gridlock is insurmountable, and that there's nothing we can do about it unless Priyanka Chopra Jonas steps in with a reality TV show about activists competing to earn money for their cause. That's a real thing that they made, guys. That's a real thing. When we don't believe in our elected representatives' ability to enact meaningful change, it can feel like our only power lies in the cultural realm. And this makes Harry Styles' sartorial choices indicative of the future of queer rights. When we don't believe in our own political power, it's tempting to rely on powerful celebrities to work outside the system. People like Pitbull, Serena Williams, and Shakira have all opened schools. Also, Kanye West started a school, but it seems bad, and we made a video about it if you want to check it out. Kim Kardashian has campaigned heavily for prison reform, and Leonardo DiCaprio is fighting climate change, often from his private jet, but still, he's fighting climate change. Celebrities are our modern day heroes. And even if a celebrity tries to avoid politics, their silence is interpreted as a political statement. Just to avoid that, guys, I'm now going to clearly state my politics once and for all. I believe that, and that's just truly what I believe, and I'm not ashamed that you now know it. When Taylor Swift stayed silent on gay rights, fans were outraged. Now it's starting to feel like the rich and famous owe the world some do-gooding. But assuming celebs will contribute to or even fix the bigger issues conflates cultural capital with political and economic capital. This risks ignoring the way laws and money actually shape power and liberties, and the way it takes an active and engaged population to sustain a healthy political environment. Celebrity culture makes it easy to settle into the comfortable role of audience rather than being active participants in democracy. And to be honest with you all, I'm absolutely guilty of getting let down when artists and musicians and writers I admire don't always line up with my own politics. And sometimes I definitely get a little too enthusiastic when they do. And in both cases, it's unfair for me to expect a songwriter or comedian to have my exact same political ideology. I should just expect them to be funny or write good songs. Now, at the same time, politicians are seeking fame by gaining celebrity endorsements or by becoming celebrities themselves. Politicians have long used televised hearings, sensational rhetoric and stump speeches and rallies, filibusters, and other political stunts to draw attention. But lately it feels like these antics are the only way to capture media attention. Every political conflict is an opportunity for grandstanding, personal branding, and limelight theft to bolster the politician's popularity. And this is happening on both sides. Trump had his photo op at St. John's Square, and who could forget when Democrats had their kente cloth moment? This creates a vicious cycle in which politicians chase fame instead of meaningful change to improve their chances of election or re-election. This drives the politically disenchanted public to beg celebrities to take a stand, politicians to chase celebrity even harder for that sweet attention. Indeed, those with political power these days are increasingly using their clout to get a piece of the Hollywood pie, with everyone from the Clintons to the Obamas to Prince Harry inking big budget production deals. And it's maybe not shocking that the children of politicians, ranging from Al Gore to Nancy Pelosi to Barack Obama, all turn to the entertainment industry to find work. We have a video on nepotism babies if you would like to watch that. Here's where we have to come out and just say it. Treating celebrities as the pinnacle of social change and moral navigation is not the best idea. Because despite what Us Weekly would have you believe, celebrities are not like us. Today, celebrities have a significant degree of epistemic power, i.e. the ability to influence what people believe. And this is totally fine if it comes to following Chris Pratt's advice on how to get shredded like a Marvel superhero. But when it comes to bigger and more complicated issues like medical advice or international politics, we're risking giving away too much attention to people who simply aren't that well informed. Don't get me wrong, celebrities have played an important role in our culture and have even guided our moral lives. Gossiping about them helps us negotiate our own moral norms, like how we use the Vanderpump stars to talk about why cheating is bad. If you think cheating isn't good, tell us why in the comments. Guys, we made a video once about how cheating is bad, but maybe not the worst thing ever. People got real mad. People are weird about this one. They'll be like, you can do some murder, it's not a big deal, but if you cheat, you should go to hell. If my wife cheated on me, should I just say she's evil and leave her, or should I step back and be like, let's talk about it? I don't know, but I hope she doesn't. If you're watching this, you better not. And celebrity fandom helps people find community and build their identity. Lots of celebrities use their platforms for good. Dolly Parton helped fund Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine research, and Colin Kaepernick sacrificed his NFL career to protest police brutality and racial injustice. And yet, generally, it seems like the people with the most cultural capital in our society are perhaps the least equipped to be arbiters of morality. That's because they operate in a completely different reality from the rest of us. Fame is disorienting. It warps the norms and values that typically give direction to a person's life. Beyoncé said her fame made her become the property of the public. When celebrities are treated as a product or put on a pedestal, they become socially isolated. They're harshly and publicly judged for their morality, but in their daily lives, no one is ever going to tell them that they're being assholes to the waiter. Although if you're friends with a celebrity, tell them when they're an asshole. This creates an altered reality in which everything in their day-to-day life tells them that they're doing everything right, while the anonymous social media horde posts that actually they're doing everything wrong. Philosopher Margaret Walker writes that differently situated people may face different moral problems or experience similar ones differently. They will see different responses realistically open to them in responding to the problems they face and find different ways of resolving them to be successful or sane. It's unfair to expect celebrities to represent our needs and values because their experience of reality is vastly different from our own. Maybe the real problem is that we feel so powerless that we project all of our existential angst onto celebrities in hopes they will, in their untouchable positions of cultural capital, save us. Because it feels increasingly hopeless to wait for politicians and nearly impossible to save ourselves. Maybe it's time we demanded less from celebrities and more from the people and places of political power. But what do you think? Are celebrities becoming politicians just as politicians become celebrities? Will we ever return to celebrating scientists and policymakers and activists? Or is Mr. Beast going to be the best president since Lincoln? Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much to our patrons for supporting our channel. If you feel like supporting us and also getting some extra content, there's a link in the description. Check it out. It's especially good if you hate ads, because you get our videos without ads. It's fantastic. In the meantime, you know, don't worry about a celebrity's politics as long as they make stuff that helps you forget the political reality that we exist in. And in the meantime, I'll see you later.